Greetings, 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 greetings. Greetings and great rising. Greetings and great rising. Good afternoon or good evening. Wherever you are in your day, wherever you are on your journey, baby. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And welcome back. How are y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Let me just put something in here just in case anyone wants to come in and commune. Greetings. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? How y'all living? Yes. Easy come, easy go. H&G, hi and goodbye. Yes, nonetheless. How y'all doing? How y'all been? Baby? Listen, just when I thought it was safe, I don't have issues with Mercury Retrograde. I don't have no issues. I don't have no beef, no problems. But it was an energy that was coming on through ever since the beginning of what's going on, Queen? Divine vibrations. Hey, goddess. Yes, ever since, well, for me, it was going on for a while. And I just assumed that it was because of like my mom's birthday. Her birthday is 420. Thought I was going through a lot of things. But as quiet as it was kept, I was so excited about the solar eclipse, the partial solar eclipse that we had. I was so excited about that. A lot of things was taking place. A lot of things was going on. Baby, the kid did not realize that Pluto went retrograde on the low for the kid. I'm sure that there are others that are out there that is like on it. But, you know, I rock with nature. I rock with spirit. I even journaled. Spirit told me to sing Kofa. Saw it. Didn't pay any attention to it. Going through these energies and vibrations. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because for like a week, I've been feeling just energy. Really just been feeling like something has been off, something has been different, something is strange, something is just, what the fuck is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? So researching, not even worrying about that, just researching other stuff, you know, working with my deck, chilling, minding my business. And what do I see? Pluto. So I'm like, why is Pluto popping up? Like, what's going on here? What's going on here? Take a look into it, baby. Pluto went in a retrograde around the 29th or the 30th, depending on, you know, what you're rocking with. And it has been quiet. You know, things have been happening. It feels like there's a disturbance. Am I the only one? Connie, you here? Am I the only one? Listen, it is like, it's just been off. Like I was feeling off. Feeling like there's so much going on and yet there's nothing going on. I felt like something should be happening, but nothing is happening. And I wasn't focusing so much on whether it was something good was supposed to be happening or something negative was supposed to be happening, all these quotations all over the place. It just felt like something was happening or something was going to happen, but nothing crazy, at least not for me. You know, definitely let me know of y'all experiences. Let me know how y'all feeling. And just having to just be quiet, be peace. I mean, not playing no music. And y'all know how I feel about my music. I got it going on right now because I don't like to be silent all the time. I like the energies and vibrations. And that's the thing. With Scorpio is coming through a lot. Scorpio, Pluto, Pluto, Scorpio. If y'all don't know that connection, there you go. Pluto rocks with Scorpio. Scorpio is the water energy, you know, and definitely, and y'all hear me talking about Scorpio a lot because it is one of those, at least for me, is one of those deep, dark emotions and feelings and energies and currents and all the rest of that stuff. Give me 1 second. Hi, Levy. Hi. I'm okay. You can come on up. All right. I'm live, though, just so you know. Okay. All right. What's going on, EC? Hey, Julie. Y'all know that was the king from the basement. Thanks. Thanks. Yeah. So what was I saying before he so beautifully interrupted? The energies and the vibrations. Oh, see, you mentioned Scorpio. He's a Scorpio. You mentioned Scorpio. They up here. Listen, this energy that is circulating. If you're not sure what it is that you're feeling, I'm hoping that, us communing, sharing this video is letting you know, definitely take a look into Pluto, definitely take a look into Scorpio energy. When Spirit came through our last get together, we was talking about, saying cold front going back. And I was saying that, the energy for me, and I was sharing with y'all was, for like June and December, and then I was like, you can even go back as far as March. And then I was like, you might as well just go back to just the beginning of the year. So much has been taking place energetically, as far as the universe, the cosmos, us, and the rippling effects that are going back and forth, everything is going through changes. Everything is going through growth spurts. Everything, the energies and vibrations are out. We've been talking about that, and we've been talking about that. But there's a lot of intense energy right now. And I should have, no, I don't know. Things happen when they're supposed to. In my world, I should have known and taken a look. But with me just going with the flow and then being focused on what I'm being told to be focused on, apparently, it wasn't meant for me to know about Scorpio energy, Pluto energy at that time. And I'm definitely going to keep saying the two, and yes, I know, that we're not in Scorpio season, but Pluto is wreaking silent havoc. Havoc. And havoc doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It's just energy. It's a lot of energy that's kicking off. You got Mercury that just went into retrograde. Mercury just went into retrograde. So that automatically means that communications are going to be already a little delayed, right? So Mercury's going to be in retrograde. Mercury went in retrograde yesterday. So you're already going to have delays. Communications, things are going to be a little wonky. Things are going to be a little off. Things are going to be a little already. It's going to be hard to express yourself in a manner in which people will understand what it is that you're trying to convey. You could be talking crystal clear, and something is gonna be, a loss of translation. Something is not going to get over quite right. That's the energy that Mercury comes with, and a lot of other things. Mercury is really fast energy. Mercury is also represented by, one of the gods. Take a look into that. So, and it's also what the energy that's inside of a thermometer. Isn't that right? Isn't that Mercury? And you're really not supposed to be messing with it, playing with it. Definitely you don't want to ingest it. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a lot that goes on with the energy of Mercury. Then you have Pluto went into retrograde. And, sometimes Pluto is a planet. Sometimes it's not a planet. It's just one of those things. Twin told me that it's because it's near a black hole. The energy that is always surrounding Pluto and the energy that's always surrounding Scorpio energy, water energy, that's my focus. Let's be clear. That's my focus, water energy. Is that it's from a very dark, murky, mystical, and even on the lower end of vibrations. Like, when you hear the word dark, you automatically think of like devils, demons, dark energy, hexes, curses, spells, witchcraft. You automatically associate it with a lot of negative things, blackouts, but at the same time, it's in that dark that you really do get to explore, observe, see, reconnect, and emerge into your light. Take that to your altar. At least that's how it is for me. So it's not something necessarily to be feared, but you definitely have to acknowledge it. So if you've been seeing, things that are there, but things that are not there, those apparitions, yeah, that may be something that's trying to catch your attention, or it really could just be energy that is out and about. It could be your mind playing tricks on you. I'm not here to tell you what it is. I'm just trying to, enlighten that, yeah, that's really happening. So really just take some time to really ponder and see what it is that you're feeling. I've been watching a lot of things, y'all. Naruto, Milton is a fan of Naruto. I didn't know Naruto was so deep. I'm not sitting there for thousands of episodes of Naruto, but I've been watching here and there. And it's been coming through so heavily with the chakras. It's like when you're really just aligning yourself to your path, so many things are going to happen. And it's definitely going to be high end and low end vibrations. And it's going to come to a point where you're going to have to make a decision in regards to how you're going to move. That's what this is all about. You're going to have to make a decision in regards to how you're going to move. Are you going to allow these energies to consume you? These energies could feel like stress. They could feel like worry. They could feel like mayhem. They could feel like things uprooting. They could come across with energies of you have to make a decision that you don't necessarily want to make. Energies are going to also come up that there could be things that you definitely don't want to see or to be seen. There's a lot of things that's coming up. Pluto rocks with transformation. Pluto rocks with, like revolutionary type things happening. It's deep. But then they try to, spin it, doing my little research, so don't come for me, i.e. Bobo. Then they spin it in a manner of which that it's definitely about change. But it comes across like it's going to have to take something so outside of you. Like this is going to be more of a external type thing. Pluto energy is very mystical, yes, but it's also very spiritual. Water energies is spirit energies, that Pluto energy. And they're talking about how Pluto is changing. They're now seeing water, frozen ice caps, heat, where they thought that there should be no heat. I'm just saying, is we're not the only ones that are going through those changes. And there's a constant transference of energies between the universe, which is, we're out in the universe. We're just grounded. And that's what the messages are coming through. While these changes are happening, you're going to have to make sure that you're grounded. Pluto might not have ever had no ice, has ice now. Something has changed. And Pluto loves to create change. And change a lot of times come through the midst of what we perceive as chaos. The universe, looks at it as natural order, or, things are just happening organically. We attach these labels and things like that. So yes, EC. Yes. Is definitely that type of energy, and it's not done. This energy is what we're going to feel is going to, for the next 4.5 months, we're definitely going to be feeling these intense emotional feelings, thoughts. We may know exactly what it's about, or we may have no idea what it's about. That's the fleeting energy of Pluto. And then when it's in retrograde, it intensifies. That's the only way that I can think of it. It's extra for no real reason. Pluto is extra for no real reason. Like, why you gotta be so deep? And then is in Capricorn. So Capricorn, earth energy. So yeah, definitely want to make sure that you're grounded. But it's also near the Aquarius energy, Uranus energy. There's a lot of different energies that are out and about. And I think these are the things when we're aligning ourselves to spirit and aligning ourselves to, our spiritual path, religious path, however it is that you rock, whatever it is that you do. But when we align ourselves to it, you cannot help but to start seeing, thinking, feeling, living, breathing that energy. So many different things are definitely going to come in, and it's going to happen in slow. I mean, y'all, like so slow. It took me, what's the day? The 11th? It took me, about 11 days or so to connect that dot. And I'm not that slow. I'm not that slow. Like, it's like if I get an energy and I get a sense of it, I'm on it. I'm on it. And it took me about 11 days for this. It happened so subtly. It happened so quietly that you feel it as it's building. Like once it's already in, it's in. So let this be a message. You definitely want to make sure that you're keeping yourself protected, keeping yourself connected to yourself, your higher spirit, higher spirit, your spirit, and then source, your ancestors, however it is that you rock, you definitely want to keep it, Orishas, Loas, whatever it is you do, spirit guides, spirit animals, that's what you want to do. Now, there's a lot of energies and the messages are going to be on a delay. So I hope you're getting this video in real time, or it comes through as it's supposed to once this session is over, because that is the energy. So much information is going to be coming out. Love. Let's start on the high end, baby. Loves, promotions, getting your heads up on anything. And especially with these messages. I will. Like, comment, subscribe, yes. But you're going to also have lies, deceit, breakups, makeups, the breakup, it's going to be a lot of energies that are coming out, and you're going to have to make some serious decisions. That's it. That's all. You're really going to have to make some decisions, and the decisions that you're going to make, they definitely are going to, pave the way. Hi. Is that Ray? So yeah, that's the talking part. I've just been really tripping off the energies of everything, the universe, people, places, and things. Like, you can really feel their energies, and they're not able to hide it as they used to, especially not now. That is the energy that's taking place. So don't sleep. Yes, Mercury is in retrograde, but we've been learning and studying and working and, observing Mercury retrograde. We should have a good idea right about now how to navigate. And if you're new to it, baby, don't make no rash decisions, because people will definitely try to press you. They're going to press up on you. They're going to apply pressure. You're going to be left with still making that decision. So make sure you're grounded. Now is not the best time to just, go on a whim. These are the energies. While everything is slowing down, Mercury slows down for a reason, and they say that it is our fastest planet. So for Mercury to slow down so much that it looks like it's going backwards, and that's the thing with all the planets, they are really not going backwards. They're really not moving backwards. They are just slowing down. So if you ever been in a car, I remember when I was like maybe 9-10 years old in a car waiting for my dad. He had pulled up into a parking lot, running into the store. It was 2 cars on the side of me, right? And I'm always talking, even as a little girl, I used to always talk about how I could drive. I used to watch my daddy drive. He could really drive. So by him being able to whip it, I thought I could whip it, And so I'm like, Daddy, I could drive. He's like, okay. He goes into the store. These 2 cars start backing up. I'm feeling like I'm moving. I had a whole panic attack. And I didn't have not one clue in regards to how to stop the car from driving. For as much as I talked about being able to drive, when I felt like things were moving, I like to lost my little sugar and iced tea. Yes, it was a whole problem. But that's what happens when retrogrades happen. The energy slows down while everything else is still moving forward. So it changes the way we see it moving. I wasn't going anywhere, but the cars on the side of me, they were moving. So it felt like I was moving. That's how the retrogrades happen. They just slow down. And for me, things get intensified. So when you have, I don't care if it's just one planet, but when you definitely have 2 or more, you definitely want to implement the Re's. Take a look at all the REs, all the Re's. You want to reevaluate, you want to revamp. Amethyst and Clover, y'all know how we do when we talk about them Re's. That's what you want to do. You want to reassess, reorganize, remove, reset, recharge. Yeah, you definitely want to focus on them REs. You definitely want to focus on the Re's. Come through, my grandma Re. Come on through. Yes. That's the best way I heard Mercury retrograde being explained. I love that. Well, thank you so much. Ashe, like we gotta, work together. Because you definitely want to try to understand what's happening. Everything is just slowing down. And then Pluto is already slow. Ashe Box, Pluto is already slow. So the messages that are coming through, universally, spiritually, have it as you rock, is you got time, take your time. If you feel as though you're under pressure, that's when you want to ground yourself, you want to breathe, you want to ask for some time. Can I have a couple of days to think things through? That's for job promotions. Like I said, a lot of energy is definitely coming out. And don't forget, our seeds that we planted. We've been planting seeds for a long time, but if you've just been rocking from what was that? The Great Connection, Jupiter and Saturn, that was back in December. If you've been planting those seeds and that's what you've been working on, now is the time. You're about to have harvests coming on through. We've been talking about, reaping your harvest, having rebirths. Pluto rocks with Scorpio. Scorpio rocks with death. Death is the 13th card. Pluto was discovered in what, 1930, they say. So that's a 13. Like, there are no coincidences. They're showing you that things are really lining up. Things are really lining up. We had the Trinity. Remember, we was just talking about being in a square. You know, when things are squared, there are some challenges. It's like you just bouncing from point to point. There, you can be at odds, you know. But then within that, we saw the diamond shape coming through. So that was the Trinity. So yeah, you're definitely going to have some challenges, but those challenges are getting things aligned for you. The things that you're going through right now, these things, they have to happen. And it's best to just go with the flow. But in order for you to do that, you really got to check in within before you start focusing on the outside. And that's the thing. It's like so many things is happening. Guilty pleasures, please explore. That's what, if you're rocking with going with the flow and the planets are in retrograde, you definitely want to understand the energies and the currents and how it moves. Because to do anything else, you're going against it. And that is what creates the mayhem. So if you know that Mercury is going to mess up communication, why are you trying to hurry up and get everything out? Or you now you feel like you really got to say something. And it's true. It happens. It's like when you're not supposed to talk, think about it. When you're not supposed to talk, isn't it the time you want to say everything? When you've lost your voice, and you don't even have to be a talker. You know, I'm a talker, but you really don't even have to be a talker. When you lose your voice, don't you find that you got everything you need to say, but you just can't because you have no voice? You don't want to go against the current at this time. Now is a time where you want to understand how things are moving, and you want to make sure that you're navigating. Of course, Spirit is like, unless you're being instructed, pardon me, unless you're being instructed to go against the grain. Ashe, ashe. Thank you, girl. Yes, but ultimately, that is the energy. You want to understand how it's moving so you know how to navigate. How about that? Let's clean that up. Let's clean that up. So the energy that came through, I always pull a card. My ravens, my crows, they always come through. The word is curiosity. And as you can see, like, the door is open. Are you really going to take a step in? Yeah, you peeking, you looking around like, oh, what can I see? What can I see? Pluto has this way. You really don't see much. You're going to have to come on in, you know? So that's the energy. There are going to be a lot of opportunities to definitely explore from, you know, the things that came across my path. Take the time. Guilty pleasures, you know, and have some guilty pleasures. Like for me, and I know guilty pleasure should not involve anyone's life, but if they're exposing it and they're talking about it, baby, if it draws me in, I'm talking about like the whole Johnny Depp thing, that is my guilty pleasure. And that's not even, I don't even engage in that a lot, but that right there, that's a guilty pleasure of mine, to see how things are unfolding. And, you know, and that's as far as I'm gonna go with that. That's a guilty pleasure of mine. You want to keep some childlike qualities of yours. What is it that is like really calling your attention? From what I saw, whether it goes dark, meaning dark, like morbid, or like, what the hell why am I thinking of, girl? You know, you should not be thinking about this. There's something in there for you. You know, take a look. It's definitely showing you another side of you. And that's the energy that Pluto is coming with. I know that, you know, Mercury is such a big thing and Pluto is such a small planet that sometimes it's not a planet. You know, just think of the power that it still has, because it's dealing with your deep, dark thoughts and feelings. So they're saying, you know, explore that. Be a little curious about that, you know, because it's going to show you different sides of you. It's going to show you another layer of you. And these are the things that we need to explore, because this is where self-sabotage comes into play. This is where getting in our own way comes into play. This is where getting into our own head comes into play. This is where keeping us back, where we're thinking something or someone outside of us must be doing something. We're not even entertaining us. We're setting our own traps, and we fall for them each and every time. Scorpio energy, Pluto energy, you know, Mercury energy, and Mercury rocks with Virgo and Gemini energy, you know. So look at that. Gemini writes with communication, so that's definitely Mercury. And Gemini's got very big brains, and they can process and they can take in a lot. They're like computers. If computers were invented, it was probably from the scope and the mind of a Gemini. Trust me when I tell you, Ashe. And then you have Virgo as well. Also, capacity for big brain, tons of information, intricate information, but they handle it in a different type manner. Where for me, and this is just my experiences coming across, people. I'm a people person. I do like to observe. Ashe. That Virgos are very smart analytically. They definitely like to process and break it down, and then they want to have it crisp. You know what I'm saying? Where Gemini is a little all over the place. It's a little all over the place, but it's like beautiful chaos. It's like a beautiful disaster. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so genius. Look at Kanye. It's so genius that it's a mess. That's the energy of Virgo. That's the energy of Gemini, where Gemini, is representing being free-spirited and, just flighty. Virgo represents that earthly, grounded energy. What's going on, Lily? Is definitely representing that grounded energy. So you have one planet that really does. Oh, I see Ogun. Please let this information come on through. Papa Legba, please let this information come on through. I'm talking about Mercury. I'm starting to see glitches. Papa Legba does rock with Mercury energy. So he is the wordsmith. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to make sure that you understand the energies that you are experiencing. Some of it, a lot of it from what they're saying is that we are creating a lot of it. We're feeding into a lot of our own thoughts, whether it's really happening or not. And for some of us, they're apparitions. They're really not happening. We think they're happening, and then they're really not happening. And then if you saw the beginning of this live, I said apparitions. If you see that those things are happening, then yes, they really are happening. That's the energy of Mercury and Pluto. That's the energy of it. It's like not just second guessing yourself, but second guessing the second guessing. If that makes sense. Is that the feeling of the 22 years? Is that what I'm getting? Shit. Oh my gosh. Listen. Yeah, it's definitely that type energy. Okay, here we go. Oh, and then we have the Queen of Cups, followed by the World, followed by the Emperor, and the Chariot. Ashe. All right, I'm going to mind my business. I'm going to mind my business. I want to be spring baby. Ow. What's up, 2020 twin? Oh, y'all know I can get loud. Sorry. Not sorry. That's just me. I'm loud. He's always say, why are you so loud? Because I am. Shit. Don't let people change your fire. Don't let them try to turn you down when you were born turned up. Listen, come through. Okay, so here we go. Hermit card. This is definitely a time of introspection. This is definitely a time of spirituality. Whether you rock with spirituality on that level or not, if you believe in God, you believe in spirit. Aye, bo, bo. Aye, bo, bo. That's all I'm going to say about that. So this is definitely coming through. You got the link coming on through. The energy is you may not necessarily be sure which way to go, mainly because this could be that Fool phase. We always look at the Fool in regards to a starting point, right? But we must consider that in order for something to have started, there had to have been an ending point. Ashe, Ashe. That is the part that we're being encouraged to take a look at. Not so much of what's happening, trying to see what's before us. You know what I'm saying? We're in the present. And there's something in the back. There's something in regards to that Sankofa moment. It's something that took place in that ending that you need to make sure you have in your knapsack for this new beginning that's definitely, on its way. That's what this chaos is all about. So yes, there's a lot of focus on the positives, but root work or shadow work, meaning I get to the root of situations. I am in the shadows. That's what that is for me. So if we are in that shadowy time, And we got 2 planets in 22, 222 come on through. Last week it was 44, 444, and 4444. And now we have, the doubles of the twos. This is that energy. This is that magnification. This is that manifestation energy. If we are working on things, and I know if you rocking, we working on things, there is something that has taken place in the back, the past. Lots of energies are instructing us to look backwards. And y'all know the best place to do that is in your journals. How are you doing with your journaling? And you know what I'm going to say? It's vital. You definitely want to have your energy physically where you can open. It's like opening yourself up. You may be trying to figure out, how do I get started on, the implementation of my practices? It's those simple steps. We're so busy trying to see the bigger picture and get to the end game. I want to do this and I want this to happen. And then we feel as though that we can't do it, but we need to get this done. So you're going to be willing to pay someone to do that energy work that you were supposed to do for yourself. Ashe, ashe. Just be mindful of the decisions that you're making and who's around you as you're making them. The Magician. You definitely want to be mindful of this energy. Now is a time of you. This big cat spends a lot of time alone, really honing in on its instincts, its gut, its intuition. And when it feels shaky, this is where that Hermit energy definitely comes through. Hermit energy, Virgo energy, Amethyst and Clover, i.e. Bobo. Yes, this is that time of spirituality. This is that time of grounding yourself. Earth energy, Virgo energy, Mercury energy. You see how things are connecting? You're really going to have to hone in that intellect that Gemini and Virgo have, and then that energy and that intellect, especially when you're in the underworld that Scorpio has. Do you see how much thinking is going to need to take place in different parts of your body where you may not associate thinking with taking place? You're going to have to think with your heart. And you're going to have to feel with your mind. And that's how things really do take place. Once you feel pain, you feel it, but that's in the initial moment. Anything after that initial moment, you're thinking about it. You're thinking about your feelings. And you're feeling your thoughts from those moments of thinking about your feelings. You see how it just rolls up? You're doing a rerun on it. It just, ow. That's the energy that's taking place. You're going to have to make sure that things are not just constantly bouncing back and forth. There are decisions that have to be made. There's a compass here. You need to understand where it is that you want to go, what it is that you want to do, understanding that, yes, this is new. Thank you, twin. This is new. This is a new opportunity, but there's a whole lot that took place before this baby sea turtle. And y'all know how I feel about my baby sea turtles. Listen, there's a whole lot of things that have to take place. There's a whole migration, so to speak. Or it actually could be a migration. That's how I feel about the mama sea turtle. She travels so, the mamas, listen, way to come through, my sea turtle, way to come through. I'm going to get there, i.e. Bobo. The way the mama sea turtle migrates to basically get her baby eggs to safety, it's a whole battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've never heard of the sea turtle's journey, please take a look into that. It is one of the most beautiful and heartbreaking stories for me ever. The mom travels so far, putting herself in danger, being on the lookout, making sure that she's still feeding herself, keeping her energy up, keeping herself going. Just to basically, I don't know why I keep hearing plant her eggs. And once she makes that long journey and she goes through, and Listen, think of the worst pain you've ever felt if you've never been in labor, and then magnify it by all these 2s, 4s, and 8s that we've been seeing. Add that all up and then magnify it, and then magnify it again. And giving labor, you know what I'm saying? And then once that's done, she makes that journey back. She's gone. Babe, are you hearing me? She goes through all of that. She did her part. She found the best secret spot she could find. And she did her part. And nobody really knows what the mama sea turtle is feeling as she's leaving, but this is their nature. They're not going against nature here. She could really be like, you've seen turtles cry. You can tell when a turtle has cried. She could be crying the whole way there underwater. You know, this is why we always want to cry in the rain, because the tears blend with the rain and you don't know which one is which, and you can get away with a lot of things. And that could be what's going on with, mama sea turtle. And she got to go all the way back. And then these hatchlings, they're defenseless. They have no parents, none. Mama sea turtle has to really rely on what she put into the egg. That DNA line, that connection. This is what this is all about. That's what it's all about. And once that little sea turtle breaks the egg, it got to, come up out. It has to claw its way out of the sand. I know, but I'm trying to tell y'all, listen. And not only was that their very first fight, and some of them don't make it past that point, but those that do, they got to break ground and come on out. And no one's there waiting for them except divine instinct, trust, faith, open seas, sand, predators everywhere. And the baby sea turtle homes in. Where's the water? Where's the water? And however it does it, because to us, it's instinctual. They're born knowing everything that I done said is suspect. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever it is, they know what they must do. They got to get to that water. Fool's journey. You don't necessarily know how you're going to do it. Way to come through. Curiosity. Remember, are you going to go through the door? This is a new opportunity. And the way that I just painted it, yes, it's scary. It's the unknown. That's what that is. Sometimes when you can't think of what that feeling is, or you just spent time trying to feel what that feeling is, if you can't put a feeling to it or a name to it, because that's what we like to do, as having this human experience, understand it. That's what it is. It's the unknown. And a lot of bravery takes place in that. So yes, the sea turtle, pat, 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 pat. And it's a fucking long journey. It's not like she planted it right there. We right there. Like there's water, there's some sand, there's some sand, there's some sand. No, she back in the cut. They have to make their whole way back to the water. And this is where the whole only the strong survive. Because again, they're defenseless. But they have everything that they need to get to where they need to be. And sometimes you have to understand that it's a solitary journey. This is for you and you alone. And the same opportunities falls for them. I know moms, listen, I talked to a mom today at work. Kid 15, smelling himself, as we all have. But times have changed and we have changed no matter where age or group your kid is in. Listen, I was 46 and I still had to tell my mama who my friends were. And that is not exaggeration. Listen, these are the things. Sometimes, as a mom, and this is why it's vital to have your village. This is why it's vital to have a village. You know what I'm saying? Because moms, we have such a beautiful, whether you've adopted, whether you've had surrogate, whatever, once that living, breathing person is placed in your care forever, that's what I'm talking about. Let's clean that up. There are some hard choices and some hard decisions that must be made. And this is just confirmation that sometimes your leg of that journey, dealing with your young one, they have to do that without you. You know what I'm saying? Like, either they're going to have to stand on their own too, or others from the village are going to have to pour in. You could be going on a spiritual journey at the same time your kid, or your kid could be going on a spiritual journey. There is going to be miscommunication that's taking place here. That's what's happening. Just know that it's going to be all right. We're not the type of mammal that plants our seeds and leave. We're here. But sometimes, in order for children to feel that they've grown, their growth, they're going through their own growth spurts and they're going through their own things. And let's be mindful, children do hear. My mom always said, little corns have big ears, meaning there's no hiding anything when you live in the home. Whether you think you whispering or not, energies and vibrations is in the home. That's the thing that kids pick up on before any words. It's always energies and vibrations. So pay attention to that, because they too have been given the instincts. This is what this is all about. You know, it's about that connection, having some trust in the connection. What I'm saying for Amethyst and Clover is, because you know we some magical beings, baby. Regardless of what's happening, you definitely want to understand that it is very intricate at this point in time. And this is for everyone, not just moms. But listen, let the baby sea turtle, when we're babies in this spiritual game. Babies. Water break. If you think you're not, okay. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, babies. Because we're talking about millennias. Ashe. We're all babies. We're all ending cycles. We're all beginning cycles. We're all going through senses of anxiety. Yes, we're curious. We want to know, is this really for us? Is this really the right move? Should I really walk through that door? Or am I going to stay right here? When you have magician energy out, Mercury energy out, Dambala and Aida Wido energy out, serpentine energy out, Kundalini energy out, you definitely want to understand the intricacies that are taking place here. You got wand and sword out. You have to remember your power, and especially the power of word, the power of thought, the power of feeling, especially right now. And for the next 4.5 months, I strongly encourage that. Ashe, things are going to be so intricately bound. You're going to need to remember the foundation. The foundation. Because that's what's being tested. It's not this surface shit. It's not this medium shit. Things are deep. This is where that Pluto energy comes from. Things are deep. They test in foundations. Negative energies, low vibrating energies. Sabotages, egos. You know what I'm saying? Your personal ego and those that are outside of you, but you first. They're not going, for the easy, let's create mayhem. And even a tower moment. You see, the tower most times starts from the top. Not this energy. Not this energy. The energy that's floating about right now is looking for cracks in the foundations. And we've been talking about that. It's looking for cracks. This is one of those times. They're looking for cracks. That's what's happening. You're going to have to rely on your faith, your trust, your instinct, your intuition, your power, your willpower, because others are. There's a lot of beautiful things happening, but there's a lot of other things happening as well. So you're not going to be able to have control over everything at all times. That's Virgo energy. They like perfection. They like things in order. They like that A-type shit. But you also got Gemini energy coming through. You also got Scorpio energy coming through. And then we're in the age of Aquarius. You got a lot of we just left Taurus energy. We're still in Taurus energy. We hidden in the Gemini energy. It's a lot of transfers of energies. The changing of the guards, we're in that, and we're already in the middle. So we're in the middle of the middle. You know what I'm saying? For some of us, it feels like we're in the eye of the storm. For some of us, it feels like we're getting swept up. For some of us, it's like, what the fuck is happening? Whatever phase you're in, check your knapsack. Make sure you have everything you need. You're being told that you do, but trickery is a funny thing. You may feel as though that you don't. If that's true, check with gut. If gut is saying, the spirit is saying, yes, that's why I'm telling you to go back. Girl, I've been telling you for months, go back. Go back. Now is that time. They said from March on, I'm taking a look at the whole year. That's what I'm doing. Ashe, Ashe, Ahibobo, Asheo. Things are so, they're beautiful and they're scary and they're wild, baby. Full of love, lust. A lot of sexual energy is definitely going to be out and about. And I'm not saying that for Pluto, for Scorpio. I'm saying that for all three of them signs. Virgos, don't sleep. That virgin thing, yeah, that's the purity of the mind. That's the purity of the heart. You know, that's the purity of movement, not the virgin. Well, if we're going to apply the virgin, we're going to apply it to being the fool. Look at it as a blank slate. Some of us are really starting over. Some of us have walked away from everything. We've learned everything that we needed to learn. We've tied up all loose ends. Everything has come to a close. This is where that fool energy starts. It's the cycle of life. It's never-ending beginnings. How about that? I need to write that one down. Shoot, if I heard that somewhere before, thank you, because that was beautiful. And if that came from spirit, thank you, because that was beautiful. Yes, never-ending beginnings. Stop looking, let me not say that so harshly, but don't look at things so final. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very fluid. It's very fluid. The only thing that is not fluid is the grounding. And that's the thing. When you feel as though you're moving around too much or you got too many things going on, there's so much movement, and you feel like you got to keep up with each and every movement. Nah. Let some of them balls go as you sit your ass down, ground yourself, reconnect back to center. You always want to make sure that you come back to center. We are easily distracted and we're easily caught up in a lot of other things. Especially if you're multidimensional, baby. Hello. Definitely you want to make sure that you know how to just sit down and just be and not feel guilty about it. No matter what you got going on in your life, find some time. Take a nice good shower, a nice good bath. Never ending beginnings. Ayi bobo. Take some time. This is what we spoke on today. Yes. And spirit is coming through really heavily that yes, this is that time. Now. Springtime is definitely popping. Twin, what I tell you? What I've been seeing? Sunflower. Pomegranates. And then we have pillars. So yeah, there's definitely a decision to be made. But what's coming through is, especially now, you do have time. Don't get swept up into the chaos on just a negative end. Twos are also about balance. You know, you want to make sure you're coming back to center. You want to make sure that no matter what's going on, you come back to center. You breathe before you make any decisions, especially now. I would, baby, listen, especially now into the end of the year. You definitely want to make sure that you're not getting caught up in something. People got their red beams on. Don't get caught up in anyone's crosshairs. You understand what I'm saying? Especially your own. There's going to be a lot of growth, but not everyone is going to experience growth, meaning whether it's growth of spirituality, growth of yourself, you've grown, you've shedded a layer, you understand, you've had some growth, whether it's financially, you know, whatever that growth is, not everyone is going to get their growth spurt at that time. So it's going to come across that maybe your harvest didn't come in. Don't be so quick to judge your success or your growth by someone else's growth. Stay focused on what you have going on. And I'm speaking for both parties. I'm speaking to the parties that are having the growth spurts, and I'm speaking to the parties that are always looking at others and measuring. You understand? Because I'm never going to assume that I'm talking to just us. Never going to assume that, i.e. Bobo. You definitely want to understand this. Sometimes people didn't plan anything, and yet they still expected some growth. And then when there isn't any growth, a couple of things take place. They either take your growth, they try to take your growth, they try to sabotage your growth. You know, there's a lot of disconnecting they're trying to do between you and your growth. Let's be clear. So you want to make sure that you understand who's around, not just you, but your seeds. You definitely want to make sure that you are aware of your surroundings. Utilize, this is where that Gemini and Virgo energy is coming through for Mercury. Mercury is in retrograde. Don't forget that. You know, I talk in circles, i.e. Bobo. i.e. Bobo. And then you have Pluto, water energy, you know, connected to Scorpio. When you already have Pluto without Scorpio, this is just what it is. You can have Pluto by yourself and it's still a dark, mysterious planet that loves to throw out surprises and changes. That's just the planet. Then you have Scorpio. You see that square we was talking about? You got two over here and you got two over here. So you got to do double duty of creating balance. You got a double duty of keeping not just these two together, but these two together and then these two together. The manifestations, the magnifications. You see how it's building? That's where we are. If you allow yourself to do so, there's something that's new that's coming through for you, but it's going to take you. This is your leg alone. You have to make a decision. Now is the time. We got pomegranates, which is connected to Persephone, who spends half of the year down there with Hades and the other half up here with us. And she chooses spring to rock with us. Then you have, of course, and I know this is a Pataki of amethyst and clover. Then you have Oshun, who they say rocks with the summer. You got the sun out here. And then I'm also connecting it to the spring because that's when spring brings that new love, baby. Yes. So then you have that. But then you also have pomegranate is a superfruit. I never knew it was a superfruit. That was just what I like to eat as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Finding the biggest, darkest one, cracking that baby open and seeing all them rubies glitter. Yes. Oh, I love me a good pomegranate, i.e. Bobo. That's definitely about prosperity. You know, there's a lot of beautiful things happening, but it's happening in the midst of chaos. But isn't it how we're born? Aren't we born in the midst of chaos? Don't a lot of fucking things got to take place just for us to be an egg or for us to be a sperm or however that shit works? Who are you? Are you the egg or you the sperm? I don't know. I don't know how that shit works. I never thought that deep. Bobo. So there's definitely something coming through there now. There's definitely something coming through now. Or maybe it's because in my mind I'm looking at the egg as the sun, you know, is life, is vital. but it's also about ego. You definitely want to make sure that you are balanced and you are in alignment. If you are having some underactive or hyperactive chakras, you definitely want to find a way to untangle them and get that Kundalini energy to flow. You got magician out here, you got the swords and the wands. So while you're doing your magic, please make sure that you are keeping yourself suited and booted and protected. Make sure you know exactly what you're doing. If you're having someone else do it for you, please do your research before you do. And I'm not talking about just the person, i.e. Bobo. I'm talking more so about the spell or the workings that you want to have done for the people that rocks on that level. If it's just more so on a spiritual level, then you definitely want to make sure that you are not getting caught up in your own lies, your own deceptions, your own apparitions, your own setups, your own trickeries. You want to make sure that once you got those boxes clear, then you want to do so for the outside as well. You don't need nobody around you that is going to keep stalling you out when we're already on a serious, mystical, deep, dark, powerful, emotional delay. Baby, you want to make sure that you are ready. You are prepared, not because someone said so, not because someone is already there, but because it's your time. Ashe. And again, with retrogrades, things slow down. Pluto's already slow. Mercury is allowing to slow down so that information can come through. They will find a way to communicate. Like I said, during the Great Conjunction, it's not about two giants getting together and trying to dominate each other. No, they've done this song and dance time and time again. It's just like, shit, I got to do this shit with him now. Like, I got to find balance. They each like being who they are. Jupiter loves being big and huge, and Saturn loves to be the ruler of all things. And let's be mindful, Capricorn energy is where Pluto is. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of chaos because you're going to fly by the seat of your pants with Gemini. You're going to be thinking the darkest, deepest emotions with Scorpio. And then you're going to have Virgo that's going to be like, no, let's streamline it. Let's streamline it. And then Saturn is going to come through with his old grandpa having ass talking about, no, back in my day, it was done like that. And whatever is not broke, don't fix it. You want to have all of that going on at one time. But you're going to have to find a way to come back to center. Ashe. Ashe, my sunflower. Thank you so much for rocking. Milton has already come upstairs. That means it's time for me to take my little self to bed. May no ill thought words, curses, texts, spells, negative energy, low vibration cross you, your ori, your auric, or your aortic field. Please take what you need and leave the rest. That goes in every shape, fashion, and form of your life. Ashe, ashe. We want to send all bullshit back to send a 9 by 9 by 9, i.e. boo. But yes, if anyone is trying to do any type of harm to you on any level, that's where that 9 by 9 comes from. You want to send that back emotionally, physically, spiritually, energetically, emotionally, any of the leads come through my Uncle Lee. Now send it 9 by 9 by 9. That's 725 come through my Grandma Ree. Ashe, ashe. Be bold, be brave, be aware. Stay connected. Find the balance in the dark and the light. I encourage. Find the balance in the good and the bad, the highs and the lows. A lot of things are going to be coming up. It's going to cause some potential some shit, hurt, pain, sadness, confusion. I can't believe this, that type stuff. But don't take no shit. Ashe, ashe. I love you, love you, love you. Thank you for the hearts. Yay, twin. Hey, Julie, thanks for rocking with the kid. See y'all. Oh, and please light your candles, do your prayers, even in your bed. Pay attention to your familiars. They on the move spiritually for you. When they move, you move. Just like that. Peace. I'm ready, suited and booted, huh? Because they coming.